Hey guys, welcome to the video. We are going out today on this property, and I've dug a lot here. Big Civil War battle occurred right here. But this is a first. There has been so much rain in the area that this entire field or clear-cut section is flooded. So it is, you're gonna see, it's hard to move around. There's probably about 12 inches of standing water throughout the entire thing. I didn't know it was going to be that way. I've never seen this property this flooded, but anyhow, it's going to be a lot harder to move around, but I'm up for it. Okay, I am out today with my Manticore. I've got the new M8 coil on it. I'm really excited to use this. The Manticore comes with an 11-inch coil, and that's what I've always used. This 8-inch, what I'm excited for is being in thick woods, other permissions that I have where the terrain is just a bunch of brush and fallen trees and limbs and things. This small coil is going to let me really get in there and into places that I haven't been able to before. Okay, got a deep mid-40s target. I suspect it's lead. Yeah, the ground is just so saturated that it's just soaked right underneath. There we go. Hear that little knock of the lead of a bullet. Let's see what this is. This is a Pritchet. What I suspect this is, they're not very common. A Pritchet is like a 58 caliber or a .577. This appears to be a smaller version of a 54 caliber Pritchet, which is not the design of the bullet, but if you look into it, you will see that they're I think it would probably be a mold, not something manufactured on a large scale, but there are known to be smaller 54 caliber Pritchets, and I think that's what this is. I found them on this permission before, so that's what it is. Pretty cool. I'll see you at the next hole. Okay, got a 20 signal. It's deep. Not a signal I would normally be crazy over, but considering where I'm at, where this Civil War battle occurred, and I'm thick in the woods, I'll give it a shot. I've actually found buttons at that, around that range, so gonna dig it. Again, I'll see if I get lucky by scooping it out without having to dig for it. Ooh, I may have, yep, I think I scooped it out. Okay, here it is. Just don't know what the heck it is that I have. Let me see. Ooh, I think I know exactly what I have. And that's a good reminder that those are at this number. So what this is going to be, it's all muddy and stuff, but I can feel it. This is going to be the plunger to a Williams cleaner bullet. It's zinc. That zinc plunger goes into the hole, the bottom of a Williams cleaner bullet. So when it's fired, this thing is supposed to be rammed straight into the back of that bullet, make it expand in the barrel, make a tighter grip, and shoot straight. But soldiers didn't like these. These had a really high failure rate. If this plunger didn't seat and didn't do his job, then you know, if this thing fell out during flight or right when it was fired, then that would totally affect the straightness, the accuracy of the bullet. So normally, if you find these things standalone, unless it was knocked out after it struck whatever, but it's usually signifies a failure of that bullet, because that bullet would not have flown straight if you had some zinc plunger, you know, flying off of it or affecting its flight. But pretty cool. Yeah, I just got to remind myself that those are also, you got to dig everything really when you're out here. If it's iron, you're going to dig it, because it could be artillery shells, and for the most part, there's really not a lot of trash out here. So out here, you got to dig it all. Other places, it's impossible. This is not real trashy, so you have to do it. All right, on to the next. Kind of a faint signal, but signal nonetheless. It looks like it's deep. Kind of jumping around. That's 30s, 40s, 50s. Don't know. I think once and there could be some fallen branches and stuff right here, so I bet you it'll clear up once we move some of this stuff. Let's see what we got. Is today the day I find my buckle or my belt plate? That'd be pretty cool if I did. I feel something. Is that a bullet stuck in the dirt? I'm trying to move the dirt away with my fingers. If it comes loose, yep, it's going to be a bullet. Oh, weird look. What is that? That's pretty small. And I dropped it. Let's check this thing out. What I'm looking for, with it being this shape, kind of small and round, what I'm looking for is a hole. A circular, just a hole on it that would show it's a Williams cleaner without the plunger, but I'm not seeing the hole anywhere. It could either be a musket ball, which I don't think they were shooting muskets in this battle, I'll just say that, or it could be a piece of case shot. Have found a lot of that around here, where this would have come maybe from an artillery shell that was packed full of round lead balls. So it could be that. Yeah, I'll clean it up more at home, but that's what I'm thinking it is. Probably a piece of case shot. It's flat on one side. So I'll keep moving. All right. So this wood is period, like this old thing, that's Civil War era. Let's see what we got. This is like a 41. Oh, no kidding. Is that going to be a bullet in wood? It is. Sweet. Check that out. Check that out. These are awesome. Dang, these mosquitoes are just tearing me up. I need to head back to the truck and respray, but alright, so now I gotta lug this thing back. It's barely gonna fit in my fines pouch, but there's another signal right here. Dang. I'm going to be going straight back to the truck. Gosh dang. And I drenched myself too in bug spray this morning, but there we go. So is this going to be in wood also? Is there's just going to be a bullet? This is the footprint of an old tree, because the ground just collapses. It just pushes into a big void. Dang, I'm getting eaten alive. Alright, so this bullet struck something. Let's see. More likely struck a tree. Can't tell right now. I'm not going to stick around to figure it out. I have got to head back towards the truck. Dang it. The thing with this permission though, when I'm out here, if I want to go take a break for lunch, sit in my truck, cool off, whatever, you pretty much have to turn your metal detector off or you'll never get there, because the targets are just that close together. So I don't think I want to turn it off yet, but I am going to head back to the truck. Okay, guys. That's amazing. That's amazing. Here's another bullet in wood. Another bullet in wood. But check this out. This is all from the same tree. That's two of them. Amazing. And this is small enough, it's going to display real nice. Put that in my pouch. So check it out. I'm right by this old tree that's fallen. It's got moss all over it. So I found bullet in wood, bullet, and another bullet in wood. Actually, this bullet in wood I just pulled out was probably 6 inches from the other one. There's something about the lead when it oxidizes in the wood, like with a pine tree, that I've heard that it does something with the wood where it preserves it. Not all the time, obviously, because to find a bullet in wood is extremely rare. Hey, so I just want to point something out here, kind of a safety safety message for you guys. I've got a bad back. I have to be careful. The terrain I'm walking on, I've got to take it slow. Anyhow, I've had back surgeries. I have a bad back. I kind of did something stupid on this thing. I went out and I was so engrossed in the relics that I was finding because there were so many of them. But this terrain is so hard. I just kept going and going and going. And before I knew it, I realized, hey, I'm way out here. And this terrain is so hard to walk on because of all the branches and logs, and you're constantly stepping over debris. I got to the point near the end of the day when I said, okay, I need to get back to the truck. My back is on fire and I gotta get back. I went too far and I was by myself. It was a stupid thing and I'm not gonna do this again. I've gotta pay attention to this. But it took me so long to get back to where I was parked. I could go about 10 feet and then I had to stop and take a break, go another 10 feet, sit down. But like I said, my back was just on fire. It was stupid. I would caution you, obviously I don't need to tell you, if you're in a situation for health reasons, if you're by yourself, I like to detect a lot by myself, but in the future, I've got to pace myself because I really did put myself in a precarious situation here. Okay, this looks like an old a tree that has fallen a long time ago. You can see that the root ball would probably be right here, this big mound, and then it just fell a long time ago. But there's a signal right here on the side of it. I would assume, yeah, see him getting something. I would assume that it's, you know, a bullet that struck this tree during the Civil War. GoPro battery died. But anyhow, so probably bullet struck the tree during the Civil War. It's so rare to find an actual piece of wood with a bullet still in it because the GoPro battery kept dying, even though it said it was charged. Using non-GoPro batteries in the GoPro, those things suck. Let's see. So, like I was saying, this is in wood, a tree that fell down. To find it still in the tree, in the wood, is really rare. Because and I've dug bullets out of a situation like this where you could tell it's a fallen tree, or you can as soon as you get down below all the, you know, the pine needles on the surface. And you're digging a bullet out of just like disintegrating sawdust, remnants of a tree. But so to find it where it's actually a solid branch or solid piece of wood is not common. All right, so here's the thing. I don't know if you guys can see this. As I'm talking about this, I actually think this might be a bullet in wood, because it feels like a, yeah, check this out. Look at that. Yep. Dang, look at that. It's right there. Amazing. Yeah, this stuff doesn't last, but look at that, guys. Here's the tree itself. The rest of it is just mush. I thought it was a root, but I pulled it out and it was just, this is the most solid piece left of this tree. I've found so many of these and they're extremely rare, but on this permission I have found numerous ones. I think it's the soil type. It's just like the stars align here on this property, and they've survived. So lots of projects to do. I've got several pieces like this. One's an actual log, they call a war log, with a bullet in it. But yeah, I've got to get the time to expose the bullet, to kind of chip away the wood until it's just enough to exposes the bullet, and then you lacquer the whole thing. But not complaining. This is awesome.
Hey guys, you saw 3 different bullet and woods in one day. It doesn't look that way, but it is extremely rare. Wood from 160 years ago does not last in a very humid, hot, swampy environment. It just disintegrates. A lot of bullets, I've dug hundreds of bullets that have struck trees, and those trees are long gone. That's just the way things normally are. Again, I can't state how rare these things are to find. Now, I say bullet and wood, but you don't know until you get there. I know it's Civil War, I know it's lead, but until I get the wood, you know, slowly pick at the wood to reveal what's inside, I don't know if it's a bullet or if it's a piece of case shot from an artillery shell or a cannonball, a piece of shrapnel. But I know it's Civil War, and I'm excited to get into these things. I will post something. I've got videos in the past, if you check them out, where I take you with me as I preserve, and I dig into it, and I seal it with lacquer, and I preserve it for history. But that's what I'm going to do with these. To be honest with you, I have, at the moment, I have 5 different pieces that are waiting for me to preserve them. I'm not complaining at all, but cool experience. 3 in one day, that's a record.